I lied to you when I said I was going to use conditioner yesterday. Plot twist, the Platts were born and now we're in our Platts era. Welcome to my channel. I'm Alice and I waffle about books and sometimes give you some reviews like the video we're going to do today. I hope you like the Platts. Let me know what you think. Let me know you think they're a bit curvature, you know, at the end, that's all right. We've still got short hair and I don't hate it. This one's kind of long, but weird. Anyway, we're going swimming today, so that's why, because I'm going to do a nice hair wash, you know, get all that chlorine out. Anyway, this is not a hair channel, so let's move on. Let's talk about some books today. So, if you're new here, we have recently read the A Court of Thorn and Roses series, and we have been doing, every time I finished a book, I did a little summary of it, and then I've been doing in-depth reviews. So this is book number 4 or 3.5, the little novella, if you want to be specific. But in my opinion, it's a book 4 in its own right. Great vibes. So today we're going to do a little bit of an in-depth review on that. So I must disclaim disclaimers here. There are obviously going to be spoilers for the plot of this book. So if you haven't read it and you are intending on reading it, pause this video now, go and watch it and come on back and see if we had similar thoughts or maybe we're got different ones, who knows, but it's all right. It's all okay, don't worry, you're allowed to have your own opinion. But equally, if you don't want to read it, or maybe you can't be bothered to read it, this can give you a little bit of an insight, I reckon. So let's crack on. Starting with the rating, it actually was a bit higher than I remember it being. So I gave it an 8.5 out of 10, which is very high, but really there wasn't that much wrong with it. Couldn't give it any lower, couldn't give it any higher. It was a good book, I would say. So this would be about 4 stars, decent. Gave it 0.5 on the spiceometer, and that is because there was a little bit of spice in there, but realistically it was very minimal, but it was also a very short book compared to the others. So, you know, on average, it still kind of fulfilled the amount it should have. If asked would I recommend this book, I said yes, 1000% yes. I really liked the reprieve from the previous book, which you can go watch that video that I spoke about. It was really, really intense and so much action. Going on to the following book, which you'll have to come back to find out more about. Things I liked about this book, I really liked that all of the characters had their own chapters. We learned a little bit more about their lives, more about their problems. It was basically a setup book. It set up lots of plot points that are going to be explored in the last book and also in the new book / books, I'm not sure, that will come out in the future. So I really enjoyed that part of it. It was also really nice and wholesome because you kind of had all your favorite characters together in the one room sharing these festivities, and it was a really nice, like I said, break, just to kind of be like, nobody has a chance of being unalive today, you know. That was great vibes. It didn't answer everything that it brought up, but again, like I said, it was setting it up for the future too, so that was a little bit frustrating for me because I was kind of in this headspace of, oh, you've just given me this amazing point I want to know more about and you've kind of left me on a cliffhanger with it. Very clever writing for a Miss SJM over there, but I was a little bit frustrated at that. I really enjoyed the dynamics of this book. Kind of gave the vibe of family, and that was really cool to read and see how that kind of progressed, how their relationships were towards different characters. I really, really enjoyed that. I wish they could have gone into a little bit more development, a little bit more description. It's kind of the same about how I felt in the first book. Sometimes I feel like there could be a little bit more, like we're just missing something, but on the whole I feel like she did a really great job. There are definitely some really wholesome moments as well. I won't go into too much detail or bore you to death, but I definitely would say it's worth the read. A lot of people aren't sure whether they should read the book because it kind of feels like an added extra almost, but I would say that not only are there a lot of plot points that are set up for the final book and also for future books, there's a really nice atmosphere to the whole book and it feels friendly, familiar, so I would highly recommend that you read this. It definitely gave us a good bridge between A Court of Wings and Ruin and A Court of Silver Flames. Now I feel like you could arguably miss it out and you wouldn't have missed too much. There definitely would have been some moments where it definitely required better understanding, better depth to really connect with the moments, especially obviously in the last book. I feel like it's kind of essential. I feel like you shouldn't skip over it, or you might just find yourself a little bit confused here and there. It definitely served its purpose. I really liked the traditions they had of the winter solstice when we saw it previously in the book, so I like that they brought back this again because it was really something to look forward to, but it also showed an acceleration on time, so it was a clever way to kind of skip forward ahead into the future, and that was a very clever move from Miss Mass as well. After I read each book, I like to do a little bit of a research deep dive, see what other people are saying as well. My boyfriend taught me that Reddit is a good place to find something. It's also not always very true, but it's a good place to find some opinions on things. So I had a little scroll, and whilst reading Reddit, I found someone describe this book as a Christmas special, and I honestly don't think anything could encapsulate this book better than the term Christmas special. You know you love it because you're attached to the characters. It's different to what you usually read them doing or their personalities. The Christmas special also always holds a kind of special little place in your heart because you feel like it's separate, but it is a part of the whole narrative at the same time. It definitely is a great opportunity to have the characters let loose, be a bit silly, show their personalities, and I feel like that's exactly what happened here. So I feel like in general the whole vibe was just great. It was giving fantastic vibes. Christmas special it is, what do you know? Lastly, I really liked the development of Nesta the sister's story. This definitely gave you a good setup, and also it was quite a welcome distinction, well, not welcome, obviously you don't want to see someone suffer, but distinction between different ways you can feel after that kind of conflict, and I feel like that was really profound to start reading as well. I'm definitely excited to see how that manifests into the next book. Well, I think that's everything for today on this book. Certainly waffled on enough, as I always do. What can I say except you're welcome. Please don't copyright me for that. Obviously, I know I'm so good. Basically, go read it. If you haven't picked up the copy yet, go pick up the copy. If you've got the Kindle bundle, don't skip through it. Just go and read this book and let me know your thoughts on it in the comments down below. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm watching you. Did you subscribe? Thank you very much. Welcome. Come along for the ride. And as always, until tomorrow, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Weird. I feel like that went okay. I feel like these bits here are a game changer. I want, like, look at that, and then.
Yeah, completely changed.
24 and finally learns how to style her own hair. Did you hear that? Where? Australia, mate.